top 8 micro conversions for a service website, like this one. Hey, okay, service website. So basically a website where you probably inquiry about a service, most likely. So you don't actually go in and buy a water bottle, okay? That's e-commerce. I mean service website where you read about service, B2B, B2C perhaps too. I don't know, like a plumbing services, maybe that's B2C, right? But you get the difference, okay? There's no need to dwell on it for too long. Let's jump in. Top 8 micro conversions for websites as such. Hey, but why micro conversions? What? Macro? Quick explanation. Micro conversion is a little tiny speck of an action that user takes on your website before they get to the final destination, which you call conversion. So for us would be schedule a call, for someone else could be book a demo, whatever that big conversion name is for you. Micro conversion is everything that leads up to that moment, right? Simple as that. It's especially helpful if your website is low traffic, most likely because you don't get that much data for the main conversion to draw any conclusions, so you really need to zoom in a bit. But also, if you have shitloads of traffic, okay? Still, if you want to get perfect, like really nail it down, hit the nail on the head, then you want to do micro conversions as well, because they indicate this little problem that might have snowball effect onto the main conversion objective, and you will never know. So let's kick in, or kick off, or how you English people say it, like this. Bounce rate of the list, go, done. First one, the most important, bounce rate, okay? If people bounce off your website, then they have interacted with it, they could have read something, but they didn't like it, so they decided to leave, and they never got a chance to really meet you. It's like it's even worse than a blind date, okay? You just say hi and bye, and there you go, off you go, done. So you want to take care of those bounce rates. You really can't afford to have bounce rates. Some bounce rates are healthy, most of them are not, and also certain number of bounce rate is acceptable. If you are, I don't know, 50-60%, it's okay, chill, take it easy, go watch Netflix. But if you're above that, you have to nail this down, you have to fix it really, because it's unacceptable, pretty much. So what you can do, you can go to analytics or Search Console or any tool that is at your disposal and take a look at bounce rates during user session, user journey, and try to eliminate them. Maybe make them a bit more engaging, or maybe double check that quality of the traffic that get to those stages. Maybe they're not the right people for you. And you know, there's many issues that might cause bounce rates, many things, problems or oversights, but regardless, you have to take care of it. Time on page. Time on page statistic is really important. That's our second micro conversion. How long do people stay on this page? How long do they browse? That page retention time is very important, because the longer people stay on the website, on the page, assuming they're not just AFK or taking care of, I don't know, they're walking their dog in the meantime, I don't know. Assuming they are engaged in front of their screen and they actually want to use the website, and that page retention time is long, nice and juicy, that means whatever is on that page works. Vice versa, if they come on that page and they just click links and they do many U-turns or rage clicks, or they just leave altogether and page retention time is like 15 seconds, not so good. Unless it's really like a dictionary, like you want to know definition of kerfuffle, okay? You hop in, read the sentence, leave, that's it, done, task completed. But for services, you really need to dive in, see the team, see the value proposition, learn about benefits, features, etc, etc. So 15-second session, I mean, you'd have to be flashed to get there within 15 seconds. Third, pages per session. How many jumps people do per session? They visit homepage, Do they go to extra 2-3 pages to learn more? Or if they visit your blog article because they found it through Google, do they actually engage a bit more with the website, or do they just read it and leave, which is a common scenario, so be careful there to not panic preemptively. Take a look at the number of pages that people browse per session on average. You can also split that traffic into new visitors and returning visitors, because returning visitors are a bit more aware about what's going on, so they might want to pick that particular information that just escaped them and leave, whereas new visitors, they really need to learn everything from ground up, so it only makes sense they browse a bit more, hopefully. Scroll depth, that's also fantastic, and if you're using any kind of tools that track scroll depth, such as Hotjar, Crazy Egg, or VWO, like whatever the tool is, how far into the page people scroll. And before you say people don't scroll, yes they do, 100%. There's rarely any user test that we do and people don't scroll. Plus all the statistics, all the data that we have on our website, on our client's website, it proves people scroll, okay? So there's no need to have that arrow jumping down and poking, hey, there's something below you now. People know how web works. Unless you target elderly people, then maybe they're a bit out of the loop. But for most of us, like really, people know how to use websites, unless user experience is just so terrible it confuses them, but hopefully that's not the case for you. In any case, scroll depth tells you how far into the page people are engaged. That even rhymed, okay? So it's natural occurrence that the further down the page, the colder it gets and less people get there, because they would often just use navigation or just read the header and leave or proceed further without scrolling, which is great, that's fantastic. But scroll depth might help you with the order of sections, or maybe removing sections that no one sees anyway, therefore making the page a bit lighter, or you might want to have more call to actions to keep people going. There are ways to improve scroll depth, but regardless, it tells you a lot, so take a look. Speaking of all those crazy, creepy tools a bit, let's go with it anyway. Heat maps, who haven't heard about heat maps or hasn't heard about heat maps? Either way, you get me. Heat maps are fantastic. It tells you right away where people look, where people click, how they read the page, how they consume that content. It's fantastic way to understand more about the user. And there were many occasions where we actually adjusted the order of buttons, order of links, order of sections, sentences even, or columns of text, because we saw on those heat maps, on those scroll depth maps, on those click maps, all sorts of maps, many maps today, how people want to consume that content, what's really engaging to them. If I see a list of categories on the blog and most people click the 5th one, it only makes sense to make it the 1st one on the list, right? It's just faster to get. Make people's life easier and they will love you for it. Exit rate and exit pages are also very important. That's another micro conversion. Where do most people end their journey on your website? Now, exit rates on some pages are absolutely natural. For example, if someone submits a form and they get redirected to a thank you page, it's okay if they leave. That exit rate is great. We want more of those exits. However, if someone exits on the home page or on the about page or any service product page, there might be an issue or not. It could be that they didn't like the product, or it wasn't for them, or they were just researching what's out there. It could be your competition checking you out. You don't know, so there's a little bit more digging that you need to do before you make any assumptions. However, if there are cornerstone pages on your website that get many exits, you should be worried, or at least you should double check before you get worried. No wonder it's all about the user. So next point is customer journey. How do people go through your website? What's the preferences in terms of the flow? What's the next page, for example, that they click after landing on the homepage? For us, it's often about. They really want to know who's behind it. Because we are an agency, it's very personal, it's extremely relationship based, and most people that engage with an agency, they commit long term, so they want to know who are they getting in bed with. So that's for us. What about you? What's the next page people click? Maybe that should help you influence the order of links in the navigation. Maybe it could help you change the order of sections or call to actions. Maybe when they go on that homepage and see the above the fold, maybe they don't want to schedule a call most of the time. Maybe they want to know about the work that you've done in the past, because the last project is really as good as the company itself. So maybe it just makes sense to see our winning projects instead. I don't know, take a look, but customer journey is a good indicator of how to structure your page, your website entirely, including navigation. And my favorite videos, of course. I'm recording video right now, and we have tons of videos around the website, and we always recommend people invest in videos because it's been proven many times that they increase conversions, they keep people engaged, and everyone loves them anyway. Hell, you're watching one right now. If that isn't the proof in itself, then what is, right? So basically what you want to do is take a look at videos from your clients in case they were testimonials, or maybe you recorded some custom videos around case studies that you've done. See if people watch them. If they don't, what's wrong? Maybe put them up higher on the page. Maybe change the cover, the poster for that video. Maybe something should indicate, hey, this is video, you should watch it. It will save you time. That's a great benefit. So whatever that is, if you have videos on the website, do make sure that you track video plays, because they will tell you whether people actually click them, watch them. For example, if you go on our website right now, no one watches the video under services tab. So guess what we're doing next? We're getting rid of it. Simple, okay? So there you go. 8 things that you should track on your website called micro conversions. Let me know if that made sense, and if there's any other micro conversion that you would put on that list as well. And that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your time together, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.